Hey class, welcome to week 9 of Youth Ministry 302 online, and we are in our final week of class for this quarter. So congratulations for making it this far. This is our last instruction week, and then of course next week you'll have a 25 question final exam that will cover all of the notes, the reading from this quarter. Hope that you'll take time to study up for that. But well done, everybody. Well done. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm grateful to have been a part of this class. I hope that I've been of help to you. I hope that you have grown in your relationship with Jesus Christ first of all, but I also hope that you've taken what we have learned and have applied it to your ministry context. And so I do look forward to hearing your take on the class. I hope that you'll be open and honest with me come week 10 when you do your review for the class. It's just for me, the professor. You can share what you liked about the class, what you didn't like about the class. I promise I won't be hurt by it. I'll use it as constructive criticism. But it's been quite a journey. I'm very grateful that we're at this point in the class. I know that everybody's nice and tired and ready for a little bit of a break, as well as I am. But I'm just so thankful that you've taken time to be a part of this class. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. This week's a pretty tough lesson, to be honest with you. I've saved the best for last, as we're going to talk about dealing with conflict, proactively solving problems. I would be lying to you if I said that youth ministry was 100% of the time a conflict-free environment or world. It would be the biggest lie I've ever told you, because the reality is that you will run into problems in your student ministry. You've got to remember, as long as there's people involved, as long as there are people that are helping in your student ministry, as long as you have people that are working under you or you're working under someone, as long as there are students being involved in your student ministry, you will run into conflicts. It doesn't matter if it's a parent conflict between one parent and the other parent. It doesn't matter if it's a parent conflict between you and the parent. It could be a conflict between you and the leadership, or you and the team that you are leading. It could be a conflict between you and a student. Whatever it would be, you've got to understand that sometimes in the body of Christ, body parts try to be other body parts, and we get out of line. We sometimes get into arguments. We sometimes have disagreements. Sometimes fights escalate. Sometimes people take the drastic measure and they don't solve it in a way that would honor Jesus Christ. And unfortunately, I've been a part of several conflicts within the body of Christ, and sadly I've seen some of those conflicts go with people leaving the church or leaving the youth group. I've seen it where relationships were completely dissolved. It's been a disaster in some areas, but I've also seen where conflict resolution was powerful, where the Lord was glorified, and the relationship was reconciled. So have some hope. You can work out those conflicts. I'm not going to go over the notes heavily this week. I want you to take time to look at your notes for week 9. But the objective for this lesson was simply to say that you're going to have times where there's going to be conflict. Conflict will take place, but there is a right way to resolve those problems that come in your student ministry. The biggest question that we're going to answer today is, how do you respond? How do you respond? This is not about personalities. This is not about how you're built or you're programmed, okay, the way that the Lord built you. You have a responsibility to resolve any conflict if you are the shepherd, the overseer of your ministry. All right, as a shepherd, you have to protect your flock, and you have to be on the lookout for predators, and you have to be on the lookout for your enemy. Now remember, in student ministry or in any ministry context, the enemy is not your students. The enemy is not your students' families. The enemy is not those folks that they get into fights with or conflicts with, or they complain or grumble about. Though any of those things, those are not the enemy. The enemy is Satan, and he hates your ministry. And he hates you, and he hates everything that you're about in Jesus Christ, and he hates the fact that you are trying to make a difference for Jesus Christ. So understand, your enemy is Satan himself, that old devil, the deceiver, the liar, the dragon. He hates you, all right? Your battle is with him, not with the families in your student ministry. So keep that in mind, okay? But how you handle conflict will reflect your maturity as a leader. It'll reflect the integrity of your ministry, but it'll also reflect whether or not you're going to make it. Because how you handle conflict reflects who you are, okay? And there is a biblical process for it. Some will handle the conflict by pushing the conflict away by doing nothing at all. And that's the worst thing that you can do. All right, when you know about something, when you know about a problem or you know about a conflict within your student ministry and you choose to take your hands off of it and not resolve it, you're at fault. Okay, if you know about something and you know that there's a fire brewing, that there's smoke, you need to put it out. Okay, you need to do the best you can to put it out. But many will push the conflict away and they'll do nothing. And what happens is that it'll fester. Okay, I have watched in church settings. I have watched a small argument between one or two families turn into an all-out brawl, and you end up seeing 7, 8, 9 whole families involved, and before you know it, you've got a fire that you can't contain. All right, so understand, pushing the conflict away by doing nothing will actually hinder your ministry.